Approved. Tonight on our news, live at 7. After years of back and forth, the taxi cab union finally got the fare increase they've been pushing for. We've got the union president on the record tonight, and a man's petition to appeal a murder conviction is quashed. Our news has the details from inside court proceedings. Plus, the New Providence Ecology Park turns 5. We'll tell you about the journey and what's to come in the years ahead. And then at our news at 7:30, the Unified Bus Drivers Union is asking where is their fare increase as they demand answers. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott, sitting in for Candino Knowles. Taxi drivers breathing a sigh of relief after Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis revealed the industry is set to get a 10% fare increase, the first in over 6 years. This comes after years of lobbying from the union, which at some point called for Colby Davis's resignation over the issue. However, things took a turn for the better with the approval and draft happening in 2023. It's against that backdrop that Union President Wesley Ferguson says it's been a long time coming.
We in the industry are very grateful, okay, because these are hard economical times, and we need every dollar that we can get. Any increase is welcomed. And of course, the taxi union have been lobbying for this increase for more than a year or two. And we are happy that the minister and the government of Bahamas saw fit to render some taxi drivers some relief at this time.
In 2022, the union called for a 25% increase, but Ferguson says given the economic climate, any increase is a good one.
You have to be grateful for whatever you get, because there's an old cliche that says if you shoot for the moon, you might end up in the stars. So then you go high too, so you can meet them in the middle somewhere. So it's a give and take situation. You have to negotiate in good faith, and then you have to be sensible. Also, you don't want to overprice yourself or price yourself out of the market.
Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando foreshadows microfilm electronic security will take over the electronic bail monitoring system in 2 weeks. It comes after the Davis administration ditched Metro Security Solutions and selected Migrafil to take over the contract. The company was the previous provider of the service.
The handing over process shall begin in another week or so. And we are in support. We know what they have to offer. We are in communication. We are also viewing the equipment, the device, and we feel satisfied that they could work for us.
Police consistently reported individuals escaping their ankle monitoring devices while on bail. Fernando says over 600 people are currently being electronically monitored in the Bahamas and explains how the rollout will work.
As we move to identify the persons who are being monitored, it will just go on stream. So as we move to change the devices, it automatically starts to work for us.
A murder convict's hopes of gaining freedom were dashed after the country's final court refused him leave to appeal. Darius Williams sought to appeal his conviction and 45-year sentence for the stabbing death of Ricardo Johnson on January 21st, 2014 to the Privy Council. Prosecutors alleged Williams and another broke into Johnson's home looking to rob him. Johnson was killed during an ensuing struggle. 2023 saw over 7 metric tons of drugs seized due to international partnerships with the Turks and Caicos and our neighbors to the north. Tonight, a top U.S. Coast Guard official revealing millions of dollars in cash was taken off the streets.
Over the last year, Operation Bahamas Turks and Caicos was successful in achieving over 65 drug-related arrests last year. They seized over $2 million in cash shipments.
The announcement follows countless drug busts either on Bahamian soil or in our waters. He credits the success to collaborations between the Bahamas, the United States, and the Turks and Caicos.
They also removed 2.2 metric tons of cocaine and 5.5 metric tons of marijuana. And those are drugs that do not go into the streets of the Bahamas. Those are drugs that don't go on the streets of the Turks and Caicos, and they don't reach the streets of the United States as well.
2024 started with 4 men being charged with a multi-million-dollar drug seizure. An officer attached to Operation Bahamas and Turks and Caicos allegedly found 2,900 108 pounds of marijuana and 5 pounds of cocaine after searching a Go Fast boat. The cocaine had a street value of $2.98 million, while the marijuana valued $15,000. Carmichael says the key part of seizures like these are international partnerships like Operation Bahamas Turks and Caicos.
It started out really focusing on the counter-narcotics mission there, coming through the Turks and Caicos Islands, as well as the Bahamas, and that has kind of evolved and grown as well, and kind of looking at all threats as well. So we have the ability to support these efforts as well, and through that particular model, which acts mostly like a task force, we're able to address additional threats as well. So counter-narcotics, weapons smuggling, bulk cash shipments, as well as irregular migration.
As the partnership grows, Carmichael says they must remain on top of their game.
As we get better at doing interdictions and prosecutions, they evolve and they change as well. So us, as a team here, we have to evolve as well to maintain a level of a tactical advantage.
It's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Berthany, and happy Thursday evening, everybody. It's the calm before the storm. We are expecting quite a bit of unsettled weather beginning tomorrow. The winds are starting to pick up outside our studios right now, though. Breezy conditions, we'll still call it mild. Temperature at 72 degrees. Your winds are out of the east-northeast at 40 miles per hour, and your feels-like temperature a comfortable 71. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 71 in Freeport, 71 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 74 in Allentown, Bimini. Great Harbor Key, Governor's Harbor here in the capital, 72s, 73 in Nicholstown, Andros into the central Bahamas. Kemps Bay, 74, more 73s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Coburn Townsend, Salvador. We pick up 75 in Georgetown, Deadman's Key, 76, and into the southeast Bahamas, 77 Duncantown, Ragged Island, and in Delectable Bay. Our friends down there in Auckland, 76 Kern Hill, Cricket Island, Abrams Bay also 76. Pick up 78 in Providenciales, the Turks and Caicos Islands, and deep south, Matthewtown, Inagua, you guys are 79 at this hour. Satellite and radar composite, we're missing a couple of those satellite images earlier, but you'll see that in a while. We have some spotty showers just to the north of Grand Bahama. High pressure is in charge of our weather. That's continuing to generate some rather nice conditions. But this low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico, pressure gradient is now tightening, so we're looking at some increasing winds tonight through tomorrow. We're expecting winds to be up to an advisory level, even into gale force across the extreme northwest Bahamas as some of that weather moves into the northern islands. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, more from the ongoing saga about the cost of the Prime Minister's new vehicle. The Free National Movement is hitting back. This as they continue to rail the government over what they see as bad governance. That's coming up when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
The Free National Movement hitting back at the office of the Prime Minister's claims that the Ingram administration spent $300,000 on a Mercedes as a new state vehicle leading up to the 2012 general election. The car was highlighted in response to questions about that nearly $200,000 BMW 7 Series bought as a state vehicle. In a statement, F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands challenges several points in OPM's statements Wednesday. Dr. Sands says the price appears unlikely, adding that former Prime Minister Ingram has no recollection of agreeing to the purchase of that price car. The F&M chairman also says the car was purchased as part of a policy started after the 1997 general election, where a new vehicle would be purchased every 5 years. This latest matter, just one decision, party leader Michael Pintard calls a horrible one by the Davis administration, which he claims is constantly impacting the Bahamian people. It's the latest in a heated back and forth between the government and the official opposition. This latest critique follows a contentious parliamentary proceeding Wednesday that erupted in chaos. Pintard also pointing to the impending NIB rate increase as another burden on residents who are grappling with inflation and crime.
They're in the process of privately seeking to privatize BPL. The Prime Minister is on a trip that could possibly cost the Bahamian people $500,000 in Botswana. Obviously, they know that this is an issue that we would raise. You have the minister with responsibility. Actually, I don't know what his responsibility is now, having been moved from immigration. Minister says he is someone who has misled this parliament on multiple occasions. We intended to raise the issue about the conflict between the Prime Minister's word and Mr. Sayers' word about the NIB rate.
National Insurance Board Minister Alfred Sayers announced the proposed rate hike in Parliament earlier this month. Just hours later, the Office of the Prime Minister released a statement saying a decision has yet to be made beyond the initial 1.5% set for July 1st. Pintard says this is not the first time the two have contradicted each other.
Both of them have on different occasions claimed something that contradicted each other. Alfred Sayers says it wasn't him who ended the hedge program. He pointed to the Prime Minister after having lied over and over that he never got a briefing on the hedge. He and the Prime Minister misled the House of Assembly. Again on NIB, Alfred Sayers projected over the next 20 years there'll be an increase to some 24+% in terms of NIB rate. Think about that staggering number. And then the Prime Minister, as he normally does, he listens to the reaction of the public, and then he comes out and politely throws Alfred Sayers under the bus and says, well, we don't know what he's talking about. They just came out of cabinet. They were in cabinet on Tuesday. How do you get in the House Wednesday and Thursday and that whole story?
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlights to stories making headlines across the world as the United States accuses Apple of monopolizing the smartphone market. Plus, the U.S. is sending helicopters to Haiti to evacuate its citizens amid ongoing unrest there. And Grenada is rebranding its citizenship unit in hopes of garnering more support for its migration industry. We have the details when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The U.S. has filed a landmark lawsuit against Apple, which accuses the tech giant of monopolizing the smartphone market and crushing competition. In the lawsuit, the Justice Department alleges the company used its control of the iPhone to illegally limit competitors and consumer options. The complaint accuses it of squashing the growth of new apps and reducing the appeal of rival products. Apple has vowed to vigorously fight the lawsuit and denies the claims. The United States is in the process of organizing government-chartered helicopter flights to evacuate Americans from Haiti amid rising violence. U.S. State Department Deputy Spokesman Vedant Patel said at a briefing the helicopters are expected to make several trips from Port-au-Prince to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. According to the State Department, the number of American citizens who have reached out from Haiti is approaching 1,600.
We are in the process of organizing government-chartered helicopter flights from Port-au-Prince to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic, where U.S. government personnel are present to provide consular assistance, and from Santo Domingo, American citizens will be responsible for their own onward travel to the United States. For operational security reasons, and they're ongoing, I don't want to speak with greater specificity, but we do expect these helicopter movements to make multiple trips in order to try and get as many American citizens as we can today.
And Grenada has rebranded its citizenship by investment unit, with Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell saying he hopes it will result in more Grenadians supporting and defending the country's migration industry. According to officials, it brought in revenue of nearly $500 million last year. Grenada is among a handful of Caribbean countries with CBI programs that allow for citizenship to foreign investors in return for making a significant investment in the socioeconomic development of the island. Still to come in our news, the new Providence Ecology Park turns 5 and shares what's to come in the next 5 years. And then in our news at 7:30, bus drivers are outraged as they still hold out for their announcement of a fare increase. Plus, why did police search the premises of a BPL union leader? The Commissioner of Police is on the record with what happened. The details when our news returns. Welcome back to our news. The New Providence Ecology Park turns 5 this year, and the 160-acre landfill has come a long way since the days where many often complained about smoke issues caused by fires at what was known as the dump. Our Marlena Leonard has more in tonight's Sustainability First.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Since becoming the New Providence Ecology Park in 2019, over 80 acres of open waste have been covered, 75 Bahamians have been trained in solid waste and material management, and over 100,000 loads of construction and demolition waste have been recycled. 5 years down the line, the area is so transformed, the Bird Club of New Providence says the park contains birds they struggle to find elsewhere on the island.
We also do come here for some very special birds on some of your ponds, which we cannot find anywhere else on the island. But here you've got 75 or 100 acres of reasonably open ground, and I think that's what the birds really appreciate.
In 2023, over 100 tons of glass was processed in a recycling program. Geography teacher at Aquinas College, Brian Tappan, says his students were blown away on their last visit to the property.
That is something I try to instill in the students. It's not a dump anymore. It's an ecology park because the 3 R's are here. They were amazed in terms of how the compacting and the backfilling is being done to show that there's hardly any evidence of what was collected a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So the sustainability of the landfill site was brought home to them by the guide who took us around.
Up next for the park is sustainable energy. They hope to put a landfill gas to energy infrastructure in place, turning methane gas being created by the landfill into sustainable power. This could reduce the country's annual carbon output by an estimated 150,000 tons of carbon dioxide. Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Irene from you. Thanks, Marlena. To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. Well, that does it for Our News Live at 7. Joining us now is our Talia Hall with the latest headlines. And I know you're wondering, why am I standing here instead of over there? Italia.
But we are here for World Down Syndrome Day, and you're going to see a snippet of our socks that should be coming up soon. There you go. And this day was first recognized, I believe, in 2012 by the United Nations. And, you know, just set aside to recognize those with Down syndrome across the world.
So I think we'll hear later that it was done all over the Cable Bahamas group of companies today. Everyone came in their wacky socks. We took pictures, we took videos, we did the whole 9 yards today.
All right, I think we should be seeing some images.
Oh, see them there.
Oh, there you go. All right, so here are some of our colleagues today showing off their unique socks, and we'll show you a little bit more at 7:30, so stay tuned. Well, coming up tonight, while taxi cab drivers are celebrating an approved fare increase, bus drivers say they are at their wits' end. Plus, a massive search is underway as several persons remain missing in Grand Bahama. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, a fee increase fight.
Bus union officials are furious after the Minister of Transport and Energy failed to announce a bus fare increase. We'll have more for you coming up tonight.
Also, the Commissioner of Police responding to claims made recently by the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union president. We have the story straight ahead. Plus, a New Providence man accused of molesting a young girl is behind bars tonight. And later, hotter than a sauna, just book a flight. 6 days, 5 nights, woke up in the Bahamas. Our Danielle Miller speaks exclusively with American music artist Nilla Allin about her Just Vibe challenge.
Okay, all I'm gonna say is there may or may not be more than one winner.
The story when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
At the gateway to the Americas, on the picturesque island of Grand Bahama, a pioneering initiative is taking shape. Lucaya Solar Power Limited presents the $15 million Lucaya Solar Power Project, the first of its kind in the Bahamas' energy landscape. The state-of-the-art solar farm on the Fairfield and Devon sites spans just over 30 acres, and once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate over 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. The Lucaya Solar Project is a pivotal step towards diversifying the country's energy sources and significantly reducing dependency on fossil fuels. It's more than just a project. It's a commitment to a greener, more sustainable future. Lucaya Solar Power Limited, powered by INTI. Powering your world, powering your future.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Bus drivers are upset tonight after not receiving a fare increase. It's a story Our News has been following in recent months, and today the bus union telling our Joshua Williams they are at their wits' end.
Members of the Bahamas Unified Bus Drivers Union are furious after Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis didn't announce approval for an increase in bus fares. The union, which has been vocal on the issue for the past year, claims they've not received an increase in over 10 years. In the House of Assembly yesterday, Minister Colby Davis revealed taxi drivers are set to receive a 10% increase. Union General Secretary Corville Colebrook describes it as
foolishness, complete and utter foolishness. This is being examined. From 2008, we're now in 2024. We're now in the 16th year.
Colby Davis announced that a meeting would be held with drivers to come to some solution. This is not the first time the union has publicly blasted the minister. In August last year, the union called for her resignation over the same issue. They said they felt insulted when she encouraged residents to report drivers who increased their fares. Colebrook believes government is simply out of touch.
We pay an enormous amount of tax to the union government every day of the week that we go and fuel up these buses. The price of fuel continue to go up. Just on the other day, they announced a fuel increase. Diesel is now at $5.20, $5.34, and $5.57.
As for the Transport Ministry's plans to review existing bus routes, Colebrook didn't mince words.
That's the biggest joke that I've heard for the day. That ain't make no sense. You're going to review the bus stop. You should put down the bus stop because you never put them down. We should review the bus routes. You should review the bus route. You're just making excuses after excuses after excuses.
Now, union officials say that meeting with the minister is planned for April 4th. But are they optimistic?
We know ain't nothing coming out of it. The public knows ain't nothing coming out of it. Even her own ministers know ain't nothing coming out of it because all she is a big story.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks for that, Josh. Well, days after Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson claimed police searched his home without reason, the police chief is looking to set the record straight. Commissioner Clayton Fernander telling reporters he's disappointed by Wilson's comments, adding his unit wasn't the subject of the search.
They never searched Mr. Wilson resident, but it's a triplex and he lives in one of the units. So I'm very disappointed for them to drag the police into their issue. But we will continue to do our job. We are not deterred by it, but he needs to speak to that again and to address it properly.
The police commissioner says officers were armed with a search warrant stemming from a complaint filed.
There was some equipment, I'm talking about cell phone, iPad that was stolen, and it was being tracked right in that yard where he lives. We didn't even know who lives there, and it's a triplex. And we were armed with warrant, and on searching the yard, we even found some of the properties that was taken from the lady's car who was making the complaint in the garbage bin in that yard.
Police launching a massive search for several people who recently went missing in Grand Bahama. 66 officers are working along with the K-9 unit and Marine Patrol to carry out the search, which started in the city of Freeport. Assistant Commissioner of Police responsible for the Northern Bahamas, Shanta Knowles.
We know that this building has been abandoned or this property has been abandoned for a long time, but we also know that there is access to the property, and so we thought that we would come in here to see if those persons who have reported missing may have wandered into this property. It's a big property, a vast amount of land, and so our team has split up into groups, and we have searched every area of this property.
There's been speculation on social media that an increase in missing people on Grand Bahama points to an alleged human or organ trafficking ring. Here's what ACP Knowles had to say to that.
I say do not create fear in the community, and that is what social media is doing. It's given everyone an opportunity to voice their opinion, but they're creating fear. If you have information to suggest that there is some form of human trafficking, then you need to report the information to us, give us the leads so that we can investigate and bring those who are traffickers to justice.
All right, well, nice weather conditions outside the capital on this Thursday, but we can't expect conditions to change as of tomorrow evening. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Thanks, Italia, and welcome back, everybody, for a quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. 72 degrees, breezy and mild, we'll call it. Your winds are out of the east-northeast at 40 miles per hour. Your feels-like temperature is at 71. Satellite radar composite, high pressure is still in charge of our weather. That's continuing to generate some rather nice conditions, but a low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico now taking shape. That low will track towards the Bahamas, moving across Florida, and we will see an increase in winds tonight through tomorrow, possibly up to gale force for the extreme northern islands, and then spreading across the remainder of the islands. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, a New Providence man accused of molesting his girlfriend's daughter is behind bars tonight. Plus, hotter than a sauna, just book a flight. 6 days, 5 nights, woke up in the Bahamas. American music artist Nilla Allen speaks with our Daniel Miller about her Just Vibe challenge. And are you rocking your socks today? It's World Down Syndrome Day, a global awareness day which has been observed by the United Nations since 2012. We have a story when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
A 43-year-old man who repeatedly molested his girlfriend's 11-year-old daughter starting in 2020 has been sentenced to 7 years in prison. The man, whose name has been withheld to conceal the child's identity, pleaded guilty to 12 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse when he appeared before Justice Renee McKay as a part of a plea deal. The matter was reported to police on November 8, 2021, after the girl's mother learned about the abuse. While an American man has died after sustaining injuries to the upper body due to a boating accident near Eleuthera, police say the 67-year-old from Montero, USA, and his family were on a diving excursion in waters near Winding Bay around 4:25 p.m. when he was hit by a boat. He was pulled from the water and taken to shore, where they tried to resuscitate him until a doctor arrived, but was unsuccessful. Now, officer in charge of the Eleuthera Division, Chief Superintendent Jeremy Henfield.
We are just into the initial stages of this investigation. Yes, we do have someone who is assisting the police with the investigation at this time. We can probably say it's an isolated incident. We haven't had any boating accident, I would say, for a while.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
American music artist Nilla Allen speaks with our Danielle Miller about her Just Vibe Challenge.
Coming up in sports, Buddy Hield and Eric Gordon face off in the NBA, and Team Bahamas delivers a series of impressive performances in youth baseball.
And it's World Down Syndrome Day, a global awareness day which has been officially observed by the United Nations since 2012. We have the details when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
This is our news. Welcome back. Buddy Hield and Eric Gordon share the court in the NBA, and Jazz Chisholm continues his productive spring training. Here now with our sports presented by 10th year seniors is Ronaldo Dorset and John Mark Nutt. Ronaldo?
Thanks, Italia, and welcome to Our Sports presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. John Mark is on assignment in Arizona. Let's do show. Buddy Hield and Eric Gordon faced off in NBA action last night as the Suns hosted the 76ers, and we head to Arizona with John Mark to get the latest.
Thanks, Ronaldo. Two Bahamians shared the same floor last night in one of the NBA's marquee matchups. With playoff seeding on the line, Eric Gordon's Phoenix Suns topped Buddy Hield's Philadelphia 76ers 115-102. The Suns remained the 8th seed in the West, while the 76ers fell from the 7th seed to the 8th seed behind the Miami Heat. Gordon was held scoreless, grabbing 3 rebounds and dishing out 2 assists in 19 minutes, while Hield finished the game with 7 points and 2 rebounds in 15 minutes. Despite the in-game struggles, Buddy always relishes the moments to be able to compete against Bahamians at the highest level.
I know it's good, man. Eric is a competitor. He's one of our own, so it's always good to compete against a fellow Bahamian. And I just get from the court, and he called me last night. He's getting a massage and everything. He was just ready to get after it. I saw his comments earlier with you guys, and I feel like everybody's just eager for the summer to happen really fast.
The Bahamas Baseball Association accepted a late invitation to the WBSC Under-15 Pan Am World Cup qualifiers, but despite the short notice, Team Bahamas delivered a series of impressive performances that put the region on notice. The Bahamas entered the tournament ranked number 59 by the WBSC and finished the tournament with wins over 10th ranked Panama and 31st ranked Argentina. They defeated Panama 6-5 and Argentina 18-11. Their losses in the tournament came against number 2 Mexico, number 9 the Dominican Republic, and number 23 Brazil. The Bahamas finished just outside of an opportunity to play for the 5th and final spot in the Under-15 World Cup. One thing you can guarantee about Jazz Chisholm, he is going to be one of the most entertaining personalities in baseball, on and off the field. The Miami Marlins center fielder is having a great spring training, batting .364 with 3 home runs and 8 RBI through 13 games. Off the field, Chisholm's comments as a guest on the Pivot podcast have been the subject of public discourse on social media. Chisholm addressed the poor clubhouse atmosphere under the previous regime, highlighted by cultural and generational divides within the clubhouse. The 26-year-old is about to enter his 5th season as a pro and his 2nd since he made the switch to center field. For his career, he has a .245 average with 53 home runs, 59 stolen bases, and 155 RBI. Among his accolades include a 2022 All-Star selection as second base and cover athlete for the 2023 edition of MLB The Show. Locally, he established his foundation that recently completed its first youth league, which featured over 400 athletes. In the New Providence Volleyball Association, the UB Mangoes continue their win streak. The Mangoes picked up their 4th straight win as they defeated the Set Side Poppers in 4 sets, 25-21, 24-26, 25-15, and 25-11. Expectations are high as the team prepares for a late season playoff push. That'll do it for Our Sports presented by 10th year seniors. For John Mark in Arizona, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, did you participate in the Just Vibe Challenge? Well, American music artist Nilla Allin is telling our Daniel Miller all about it. Also, rocking your socks for a cause. It's World Down Syndrome Day. Hear about efforts here at home to celebrate the annual observance when our news continues. Stay with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for
Welcome back to our news. There's been a lot said on social media after American recording artist Nilla Allin launched her Just Vibe Challenge. Well, today she announced the winner of that challenge. Our Daniel Miller has the exclusive story. Let's take a look.
This is Los Angeles native Nilla Allin, recording artist and content creator. Many of you watching may have heard of her by now due to her energetic social media posts about the Bahamas or the controversy around the Open Verse Challenge for her song Just Vibe. Recently, Nilla announced the winner of the Open Verse Challenge, and in this exclusive interview, I chatted with her about the music industry from her perspective. But first, let's address the claim of her hosting this challenge as a way to exploit Bahamian talent.
From these travel experiences, I get inspired, and then it makes me want to write and be creative. And while I'm already enjoying the space, enjoying the Bahamas, it's like, why not get, the people that are already here and highlight the underground talent that's in the Bahamas? Because, one thing too with my brand, everything is genuine, it's authentic. No games, no gimmicks. And the music industry has really gotten away from highlighting real, true talent.
Nilla, who has a degree in human development sciences with a specialization in equity and diversity, wanted to pursue her dream of being a rapper. However, she says in the beginning, it wasn't paying the bills, nor did she want her image and integrity to be compromised by record labels. Her desire to have ownership of her material led her to content creation.
It showed me and reaffirmed me like, okay, I can do this on my own. I don't need a record label. I don't need, someone else. I don't need to depend on anyone else to get me to where I want to be. You know, so the reason why I travel and I expose myself, and that's how I expand my fan base.
It was the revenue that allowed her to quit her job and make her music dreams come true. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that, Danny. Well, nice weather conditions across the islands on this Thursday evening. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for our final check of weather. We take a look at our radar. We have quite a bit of activity in the Gulf of Mexico. That's a low-pressure system that's trying to get its act together. That low will continue to track towards the east-northeast, moving across Florida. Showers and thunderstorms will be spreading across the Florida area beginning tonight, late tonight and into tomorrow. And we expect some of that activity to be moving into the northwest Bahamas. Pressure gradient is tightening as well, so we're looking at increasing winds beginning tonight. That will continue through tomorrow and into Saturday. Gale force conditions expected for the northwest Bahamas, and that will be spreading across most of the islands through Friday night into Saturday. So it looks like the weekend is going to be a mess out there. Quite a bit of activity expected. Taking a look at our future forecast, Thursday through Friday, quiet across us through the early part of tomorrow, but look at the weather that's be coming in tomorrow. That is all associated with that low pressure system and a frontal boundary that's going to be swinging through us by Friday afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, and by Saturday that will be moving across the entire chain of islands. So once again, we're looking at a wet weekend pattern for the upcoming weekend. Boating forecast for all areas tonight through tomorrow. Small craft advisory advising boaters in the northwest Bahamas in particular to make yourself towards port, and by tomorrow evening we expect you to remain in port. East to southeast winds 15 to 25 knots, 5 to 8 foot seas. Your high tide was at 6:40 tonight. The low tide takes place at 12:47 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, windy tomorrow, but those clouds will be increasing by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Saturday looks to be the bullseye where we get up to 100% chance for rain showers. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. That should clear out by Sunday, and then we expect much improved conditions for the upcoming week, but the breeze will stay with us for the weekend. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, if you look down while you were out and about today, you may have noticed some funky pattern or even mismatched socks on many people. Well, it's to celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. The day was selected to signify the uniqueness of the triplication of the 21st chromosome. Here at the Cable Bahamas group of companies, we got lots of images of colleagues rocking their socks today. We even caught up with some of our human resources specialists.
Well, I decided to wear the Bahamian colors. I'm just preparing myself for the World Relays that is upcoming. And so I wanted to not only raise awareness, but also rep the country.
So I'm wearing aqua or blue socks, the color of our waters, and also HR socks representing HR, Human Resources.
My socks reflects the sunshine and the light that I bring to the organization.
All right, I love it. Such a great effort. And of course, to see that story again is available now at ournews.bs. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight on behalf of the entire team. I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.